All right, good morning.
Well, I got
Friday, August 22nd.
Here we go.
Another safety focus of the week. How's everybody doing this morning?
So far,
My
so
mic
good,
good?
Matt.
So good job this past week. 98 from our last recordable, 23 from our last first aid injury, and 8 days from our last vehicle incident out there. So good job. Let's not get complacent though. Again, this next big push, August, September, October, is usually we kind of start seeing a little bit of a spike in workplace injuries and accidents out there. And it all comes down to two major things, and that's at-risk behaviors and unsafe conditions out there. And we're going to talk about an unsafe condition for our topic this week. So we'll jump right into it. We're going to just have a little brief discussion on protecting against impalement hazards out there. There's historically been some really bad accidents in the construction industry regarding falling onto vertical rebar. Could be very serious, could be fatal workplace injuries out there. So we really want to do all we can to, when we do construction work out there, when we do have these impalement hazards, that we are always protecting them. It's easy something to get complacent because we see it, we do it. It gets very repetitive, but we can never forget to try to make sure that we always have protection regarding any rebar. And we're going to talk about the severity of impalement, from as minor as being struck or injected by a nail to falling and hitting a rebar cage. So what is impalement? Impalement is the introduction of a foreign body through the skin. Could be a nail, could be rebar, could be really anything that's really super sharp out there. So we really got to make sure we're paying attention to it, especially if we're working at heights and we're working around kind of maybe slippery surfaces. So there is an OSHA standard for this. It's 1926.701B for the one taking notes out there. All protruding reinforcement steel onto and into which employees could fall shall be guarded to eliminate the hazard of impalement. So that's why when we work for GCs, and Tom and myself, when we see rebar not having any rebar caps on it, we're bird dogging you a little bit, because it is a standard. We could get cited for it if we're not doing it. So it just needs to become best practice for us all the time. Let's throw out those rebar caps. We got plenty of them, and we're not scared to go out and buy more if we need them. So we got to make sure that we're always putting these out there. Again, it's kind of a 4-inch cap, sits right on them. Again, if they get damaged or defective, we got to throw them out and replace them. Another one that we got to follow out for is 1926.25A. It applies to protruding nails. So same thing, and it kind of piggybacks with our housekeeping topic that we did a couple weeks ago. It's just during the course of construction, alteration or repairs form in scrap lumber with protruding nails, and all other debris shall be kept clean from the work areas, passageways, and stairs, and around buildings or other structures. So again, we got to do our best with screws and nails to making sure that they're not creating an unsafe condition. So physically removing those properly and not letting them stick through the lumber where someone could step on, fall into, grab, and puncture themselves. It does happen from time to time. We definitely had our fair share of lacerations because of protruding nails. So again, when we're stripping, when we're pulling apart some of these custom form work, let's do our best to making sure that we're not leaving those unsafe conditions for the next guy, or for yourself handling these 2x4s. And we're going to talk about 2x4s later today as well. So I thought it was kind of an important conversation to have, to making sure that we're not leaving these nails for someone to get struck by or get impaled by. So pay special attention when working at heights or over any protruding hazards. If you see something, say something that doesn't look right. And if it's different and unique in nature, and we don't have one size fits all kind of rebar protection out there, let's talk about it. Let's not just not have the conversation, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure everybody goes home safe and sound each and every day. Also working at nights, visibility is a big one. Sometimes glare and depth perception could mess you up a little bit. So really pay attention to those. And then, we're not too far away, but once snow starts flying, those slips and trips conditions when we're doing this type of work, we need to make sure that we have those guards in place so no one gets badly injured. So a quick just reminder, if it does happen again, we want to be prevention all the time and eliminating those unsafe conditions. But if that worst case scenario does happen, remember your first aid training. We'll be doing more first aid training in the next couple months. But again, call 911, especially. It's very important because we do not want to move the person right away. We want to keep them there if they're um, somewhat stable. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of pain and agony, but we want to try not to remove the object at first, and we just want to get rescue coming ASAP. So call 911, leave everybody there, and try to utilize those first aid practices. The biggest thing there is call Tom, myself, so we can get there and help out with the situation. But again, prevention on this. Let's make sure those rebar caps are being utilized. And if for some reason we need more, let's get those coming. It's really all I have, quick and easy. Ben, is there anything to
Yep.
add to that?
No, we used to use a lot of 2x4s and different lumber on the tops of them if we didn't have enough caps over on some of the things that we did in IBM with a lot of rebar. There's just a lot of caps sometimes.
Can be a lot of caps. And yep, there's other ways, tips and tricks that we can do it. But the biggest thing is we want to control that unsafe condition.
Yep. Cool. Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
I actually got a good lead on what you can talk about next week. I'll tell you after. One of the guys came up with good one.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, let me just got to get this thing working here. Do you see it?
We got it.
Do you see my, yeah, this thing it was doing an update. So I'm telling it not to. Okay. Very good. Sorry about that. Just got to switch. Okay. There. Okay. Impalement hazards. Good topic, Matt. Thanks. Okay. Code of conduct item this week is drive safely, defensively, and courteously. Our biggest exposure to the public is out there on the roads. We want to thank everybody for driving professionally, and I think next week's going to be the first week of a lot of these schools that are going to be in session. There's going to be kids out there at the bus stop, and there's going to be all those extra buses all of a sudden out there on the roads. So give yourself some extra time to get there. This was a good tweak that we could add on to our code of conduct item that came from Sarah. Sarah Wallen mentioned to me yesterday to make sure I got this in there. So be careful and look out for the kids and the buses. And thank you, Sarah, for mentioning that. It enhances our code item. A week from Monday is our first holiday we had in a little while, since July. Monday, September 1st is Labor Day. We've got the day off. I'll leave this in next week too. It has the instructions on how to put in for the holiday time. I know we probably all know how to do it, but I always like to stick it in there. We've got some ideas and tips of the week to enhance our efficiency. And this information was put together by McKinney and Ronnie Johnston. Ben McKinney and Ronnie put this together. So if they have anything that they'd like to chime in on, that's good. But we've got a good summary here of what to do with lumber and recycling of wood products in the yard. We've got some bullet points that you can refer to, and it'd be good to review this, but I'll go through it quick. Unusable lumber goes in the greens dumpster if it can be recycled. And generally that's untreated, unpainted wood only. Pallets can go in there. They have a few nails and screws in them, but pallets are okay, and some light, clean wood framing. And if it's nailed together, I believe that means it can still go in there because a pallet's nailed together. Can't put any plywood or engineered lumber in the green dumpster. So the green dumpster is for unusable lumber that can be recycled because it doesn't have paint and glues and things on it. Lumber that's fit for reuse. We were going back and forth on this one. Ronnie was almost going to change it to 4 foot in length, but if it's a good looking 3 foot, if it's 3 foot long and it's a nice looking 2x4, there's a place that we can stack them. It's over behind the traffic barrels. Grab one of the concrete guys. They know where it is. Or Jim Garvey or anybody in the yard. If you can't find it, let us know. We'll help you. But they use this stuff for scabs, and they also use it in some of their form work. So it's a shame to throw that lumber away and pay $4 for an 8-footer when we got it sitting in the backyard for free. Timbers, 4 and 6 inches thick. They go behind the green dumpster. We have a pile of good pallets, and you can put them adjacent to that green dumpster. But remember to throw the broken ones into the dumpster. We don't want to keep the broken ones, and we don't want to try to fix them up. The railroad ties, they go in their own piles, stacked in the railroad yard. Ask Ron Wallen or any of the other railroad guys if I don't know why you would have them coming back, but if you did from your job, make sure that you know where to put them out there. There's unusable plywood, painted wood, and pressure treated. Unfortunately, we got to pay to get rid of this stuff, so we want to minimize it. And that's the red dumpster. So remember, red is dead, right? Red is the dumpster that we got to pay for. So don't throw stuff in there that we can recycle because we're all paying for it. Road signs that are no longer fit for use, they can be palletized and stacked adjacent to the sign tent. We use them for different things. A lot of the guys used to use them a lot for covering up manholes. They're a nice size to cover openings in manholes and things like that. But it's a good summary. Thank you, Ron and Ben, for putting this together. Anything to add, Ronnie or Ben? I think I hit it. Okay. It's nice to have it in the record of the email because you can go back and look at it. The fair, August 22. Hopefully you got your tickets. I left it in there. In case anyone didn't realize they got an ownership bonus, I left that in for another week. So if they can check with their, if someone else in their household cashed their check or did something with it, they got an extra $1,000 a couple weeks ago. And that was our ownership bonus. We have, hopefully, hey, Elena, are you on? Elena Allard?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
All right. Good morning, Elena. So Elena's is the chairman of the Family Fun Day. She's the originator of this idea, and there's going to be a link coming out, right, Elena, that we can sign up for this. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, a couple highlights. Family Fun Day is going to be held on Saturday, October 4th, from 1 to 3 at Bushy Pit. Rain date of October 11th. So if you have a significant other, child, or grandchild who are planning to attend, you must fill out a registration form or give me a call to get them registered. The link will probably be coming out sometime this morning, so check your emails for that. A few things to note, this event is for PCI employees, their significant others, children, and grandchildren only. This is not open to the public. Registration is required. This is both so that we know how many people are coming, also so we can make sure we've got the right stuff for the kids, and make sure we've got enough equipment for the kids to run so it's fun. We are looking for a few people to help the day of with general needs that arise, and a couple of people who would specifically be willing to help guests operate an excavator if they need.
Yep.
So if you're interested, just reach out, shoot me a text, an email, whatever. That's all I got.
Thank you, Elena. And I did follow the link that I found in my email from earlier that I needed to put in here, but I didn't. And the link will bring you to this registration page when you get the email later on. Once you click the link, it's got your name, the name of your child, child's age, shirt size. Ooh, I like the shirt size. That must mean they're going to get something. Yeah, some different questions and some contact information, and then you can submit that. So that link should be coming to you all hopefully later today, right?
Yes.
And what I'll do is I'll post this again with some of the bullet points that Elena gave me in next week, because it's getting close. We're going to be coming up on it. So thank you, Elena, and thank you for organizing that. And I hope that everyone can enjoy this. It's the first time that we're going to do this. I like the idea and getting a little bit of a family event going here. So thank you, Elena, for putting that together.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, Matt, I'm going to let you drive you want to talk about your projects you visited this week? This is some photos from the safety team.
Yeah, sure. And if any active member on the project want to chime in, feel free. This is kind of
Yeah.
open forum. Something a little different than versus like doing a dig dive into the project. But
Exactly.
between Tom and myself, we've been bouncing around and seeing a lot of good best practices being done out there. As you could tell from the beginning of the meeting, we're having a good track record. So we thought we'd highlight that and highlight some really good photos, all the different jobs and different tasks that we do. So here's a great example of a nice pic setting a structure at the Middlebury High School. From crane inspection reports to pre-pick planning, making sure we got the right rigging. Excellent job by the team in Middlebury. I know it's an ongoing project. There's still a lot to do there, but we're going to start gearing into some more of the confined space type of hazards on the project next week. So good communication between the project team and health and safety, making sure that we can help out with those kind of extra hazards or different hazards that they might not face all the time. So
It's a
if you want
complex structure.
yeah, if you want to just keep scrolling, Ben.
Yep, will do. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is one that I took. I haven't been down to Middlebury yet. That was from Tom. But Foxcroft Street in South Burlington. This is a kind of the middle of it's Jim Sharon starting it, but then Jacob will be kind of coming in with all the paving crew to do a big kind of it's like a good sized development in there, and they're allocated enough budget there to redo of this big kind of house development kind of
That's going to be looking good.
cul-de-sac area. Yeah.
Are you guys going to, hey, Jim, are you guys going to mill the whole thing? Or
Gonna mill the roadways. Yeah, it's a condo
Yeah.
complex. Yep. Peeling out driveways and walkways and cold planing roadway.
Yeah.
And repaving everything.
That always looks really good on those places when you guys redo them. Makes the value of their places go up.
So this was for we had an involvement on this one, just a bunch of site lighting, really shallow, and they also had to do a little bit of kind of get some drainage to some of these high. There's as you can't really tell, but on the far right picture there's some big humps. It was collecting water there, so we had to shave those down to try to get the water off the roof, past the paved sidewalk into the road. So had to cut down some of those banks a little bit. So we kind of helped out with some site light locating to get good depths to maximize our efficiency, so we don't get into private power.
Yep.
You can kind of see a marking here that I did for Jim, so they know where the site lighting is, so he doesn't get into it too deep.
That's your red mark on the left.
Yeah. So good job planning ahead. That's another one that was there, right court.
I could take this one, Matt, if you'd like.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, jump in. Like to see the
Yeah, sure.
participation if you can.
We got connected through Ben Dow to Bill Gerlach from Habitat for Humanity. That's a longtime friend of Ben's, I think, and a longtime past customer of ECI. We installed water, sewer, and power, fiber, and phone here for a house being built on Wright Court in South Burlington. Went really well. Sam Reggie and Brian Coda all worked on that project. The usual challenges, the water line was 10 feet from where we're supposed to be, that kind of stuff. But overall, the guys did a great job and got them in a good spot to get that house occupied.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys did that. We're able to do that for Bill. Bill used to be kind of our inspector for years over at IBM when we did all the waste treatment stuff. He was in the lead IBM guy in charge of all the industrial waste
Yeah.
for
He was a
for a
pleasure to
number of
work
years.
with for sure. Yeah, good guy to work with.
He was an owl. He used to protect us a lot. He used to hold us accountable too, but good guy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. Ah, nice.
So yeah, this is Tom was been hitting a lot of more of the farther projects. This is down Mount Pillier Junction,
Nice.
redoing some track work there. But
I can
guys
never.
looking sharp with the good PPE.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys, they move around. So you guys move around so much, Ron. I can't even keep track of where you guys are. You're always so so fluid with your movement. I think I know where that is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Island batch plant in
Yeah.
the background there.
Yeah.
Off of 80, kind of off of 89, like to the
Yep.
west. Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
So this was Orleans School, and actually in Orleans, not South Burlington.
Oh, yeah. Orleans.
But yeah, good size indoor pour here. Looks probably their gymnasium, be my guess, right, Ron?
Yeah.
That
looking
is
good.
correct. Yes.
Todd, you can, yeah. But got guys looking sharp with their hard hats, even inside, wearing their hard hats like we should all the time. It's our uniform. We're wearing high vis. Things are looking good. Good teamwork. A lot of hands make easy work, right, guys?
Yeah.
But
Definitely with pulling ground line in there, it's many hands make for light work, and with that one, with all the ground line, and you'll see a couple grade pins there that we used. But Marty was shooting everything in. We were running staff to, they had to have a super flat floor, if you will. Granted, super
Yeah.
flat's a big term, but welcome to a gymnasium where it's got to be damn near perfect.
Are they going to put like a rubber floor on top of that or something? Is that what they do? Or are they just going to paint it?
There is a flooring going over the top of it. I'm not familiar with what it is.
Yep.
Brownie and I, as a matter of fact, are going up today to just shoot the floor and basically pat ourselves on the back for how flat the floor is.
yeah,
Yeah.
this one, safety had to get involved a little bit, running the power trowels inside, making sure that we didn't have too much CO in the building, setting up
Oh, yeah.
fans and making sure we got scrubbers on our power trowels.
Yep. Cool. Sorry about when I was sticking the things in there. I don't know how that one got pasted. It's not in South Burlington.
That one's not. Yeah.
White River.
White River Junction. Yep. It's a pretty cool photo that Tom took.
Working right next to the train. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. And Tom also got down to Weatherfield Signal this week. This is kind of one that we're currently doing this week. So you got Tanner and the excavator and his crew and setting a post, running some conduit.
Yep.
It's like some good traffic control set up,
Yep.
keeping everybody away from us.
Okay, this one's in South Burlington.
Local job here, yeah. Orchard School just getting going.
Yeah.
Again, wearing our high vis.
Always fun.
There'll be a lot more work on that coming up. Some structures to be set. Some
Here's
more
that.
excavation work.
Looks like
And it's
tight-
down in Middlebury at the library project that we've talked about quite a bit. I don't know if we've highlighted it yet.
I don't think we have.
Richard Munson in the
Yep, Richie.
looking at all that conduit. Okay, how am I gonna get a mini through all this?
Yeah, that's a tight site.
Backfilling. Yeah, it's good to see us kind of coming up to grade.
Yep.
And this one
Reese.
was sent yesterday by Jacob Mastier, as it looks like we're We're paving
Cool.
Pine Street.
It's always nice to get to this stage.
But, yeah,
Nice
pavers
looking.
wearing their hard hats, their high vis, traffic's going in the right lane where they're supposed to be. Well thought out plan. Guys working safe. We got spotters for the aerial. A lot of overhead potential there with power and comm
Yep.
lines.
Yeah, that's always a tricky place down there when it starts crossing in front of you
Yep.
or across the road.
Prioritize having our priorities in order in a lot of these photos, and we're
Positive
having,
attitude. Wow,
and
look at the
we're
map
having-
behind him. Yeah.
yeah, and we're having fun while we're working. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Thanks, Matt. Wanted to make it a little bit, change it up a little bit and take the pressure off everyone. Here's a photo from the archives from the 80s. And at first look, it's like, oh, it's ST Griswold. But then when you look at the door, it says Frank W. Whitcomb. So we're going to talk to Jack. There's Larry Chamberlain over there behind the chute. Can't remember the name of the guy on the right in the skid steer. But isn't it crazy? You look back in the 80s at that 1845B. I think we had that for so many years. It looked old then. But that's cool. Jim and I will figure, we're going to do some figuring on why that truck says Whitcomb on it. I know that there was Arthur Whitcomb that did ready mix down in Keene and Peterborough. And then Frank Whitcomb was in Walpole and Colchester. So, and Griswold used to get their aggregate back when I started here. They got all their aggregate from Whitcomb before they bought and developed that pit that Ireland has now. So maybe there was something going on between them. That's one of the old mixers. I think that's the chain drive mixer. You probably can see the chain behind the cab. That's an old white. It's an old truck. So anyway, that's all I have.
Cool.
Hey, Matt, I'll let you.
Yeah, right on time. So if you're watching a group setting, please send me the attendance. Tom is off today. He's enjoying an extended 3-day weekend.
Yep.
So if you have any safety needs, please call me versus Tom. Give him the day off today. That'd be much appreciated.
Okay. Have a safe day, guys.
Be safe.